Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode here in our cottage right now, actually, in the witch hut. And I'll show you what I've done, but first of all, I've gone ahead and got a bunch of these guys, and this system that I thought was going to work isn't actually working. It's working a little bit better than what we had before, just because it's got the amount of monsters spread over across 3 blocks. But it's definitely not working as I expected, so that's a little bit of a problem, but not really too much of a problem, because what we're about to do today is going to take over that completely. And in fact, I've got a little bit of a storage thing with this, but you know, we've hidden something pretty cool. Actually, I don't need any of these. There, and that. Okay, perfect. So we got a bunch of experience, of course. We're getting started with today's episode. I've got 2 major projects which I had planned for today, and I don't know why I've put 2 things to today. So we may very well have 2 big projects, depending on how the episode timing goes. I mean, if it's taking super long in the episode, we'll definitely go into something else. But first of all, what I want to do is get started with this area here. I've cleared out the trees. I've made a little bit of a path going down to the village, and I've just done a little bit of work here. By the way, do you like the what are those, chimneys everywhere? Like, chimney there. I've added in the chimneys to pretty much all of the buildings, just because I thought they were a nice little touch. Something a little bit extra. Not quite as grand as this one over here. That's a fairly large chimney. But overall, by the way, I think this came out really well with this little bit of a curved roof. You can actually see it a bit better now that we don't have all these trees. Like that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, perfect. Looking good. Now, a lot of people have given many suggestions for this. So we're going to be going through a few suggestions. Maybe some today. Maybe some in the few days ahead of us right now. But we're definitely going to be going through many different ideas to fix this place up, because I thought it was a pretty cool idea, and it seems everyone else thought it was a pretty cool idea. Having zombies coming down a chimney. I mean, a little bit original. I think it's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do first of all now is get started on a bit of a tree, and I realize that I've left a few of these spruce leaves in here. We're actually going to need many spruce leaves, because I'm going to be building a few trees around here, and I'll show you, or maybe I'll show you guys how we do one of them, just so we get some idea. So if you guys were wondering, where is... There they are, the shears, and don't have many spruce leaves. I'll definitely have to cut down quite a few spruce trees today. Let me tell you that. We're going to be cutting down many spruce trees. So going around here, as I say, I want to get myself a bit of a pathway going here, a nicer looking pathway. None of these normal trees. We want to do custom trees. I want to get as many custom trees in this world as we possibly can. I just love the look of them. I think they look really good. In fact, I don't know if you know, but I mean, that one there is quite clearly a tree built by me, a custom one there as well. And these ones in here as well, very fluffy trees. I'll try to make them extra fluffy compared to those ones over there. And we're going to go for it right now, and I'll show you what I'm thinking with these. So, get this out, and I know, like, we could just copy that, but we want to do things a little bit different. So, get these leaves off here, because we actually don't need this tree. We'll get rid of the branch and everything a bit later. The trunk. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so I was just about to start building that tree, and I remembered now, I actually came here for 2 reasons. To get my spruce logs, and, well, my spruce leaves, and also to do this. So I did some enchanting between here. You can see we've got 39 levels. That's a lot of levels for us. And I also have already gone enchanting, come back. Well, I went below level 30, came back again now. I've been standing there for a while. So we've got Unbreaking 3, and we've got Efficiency 3. These are 2 picks that are 2 shovels that I've had for a while. Actually, I think this one's relatively new. But then, I also got a Silk Touch enchantment on a shovel. So we've got 3 shovels with a single enchantment. So what I'm thinking of doing is adding these together, making myself the pick, which why do I keep saying pick? The shovel, which I think, in my opinion, is almost like a god shovel. It's the best possible shovel you can get, in my opinion, for building. The Efficiency 3 and the Unbreaking 3. I think that's the best possible combination. And the reason I think it's a really awesome combination is purely because... Let's go God Shovel. Let's do this God Shovel. Whoa. Can I spell? There we go. So we got the God Shovel. And the reason why I think this is the God Shovel is while you're building, look at this. As you're building, you want to clear out a bunch of land. You can do that one at a time. You don't have to do it like with the Efficiency 4, which is over here. Let me show you this. If we put those same 3 blocks back, no funny business. Like, it just, you want to get rid of one thing, you're going to get rid of a few. Like, you see that? Just chews right through those. And I don't really like that. I think it's a bit too strong for building. And as I say, when you're building, I think the Efficiency 3 is awesome. Because pretend I just wanted to get rid of this block. Get rid of that block. Then, of course, as I say, bam. Just tears right through. good little bit of an upgrade, I think. Now we can go ahead and get started with the tree. I think that's a good idea. So I've cleared out another tree here, and we can get going with a bit of a thing. So I just want to do a normal trunk. And quite a few people would have seen me do trees before. I love making custom trees. There's actually not many things I enjoy more than making custom trees, custom terrains, and I almost in many ways enjoy that just as much as I enjoy making buildings. Honestly, I love making buildings, but I also love making trees. I very, very much so love making trees and terrain and stuff. It looks really cool when you've got your own biome. It doesn't look like the Minecraft biome, but it sort of does, you know what I mean? That's what I want to go for. That's what I really want to go for. So let's go ahead and mark out, that's our stem that we're going for. That's probably going to be a good height. We'll just move this up one over there, and we'll come back to that. So let's just take a step back. What is this? Okay. Interesting. So that's where we're going to be having our tree. What I want to do is I want to get the bottom basiness, like the bottom base, to be a certain width. So let's go down there. Let's get this. This is actually the next thing that needs an upgrade. The axe that we are using right now. I think it's only efficiency 3. So we're still getting started. You know what I mean? We're still early. We're doing a lot of things, but we still got a lot of stuff to do. So let's go ahead and go there. Just spread our way out. Yeah. So I'm thinking probably 4 would be a good distance. We actually might want to go 4 on this level, and then we'll go out and check. Because, of course, this is something, as I say, I've said many, many times. For people who are wanting to build better, definitely keep stepping back, checking out what you're doing. Because no one knows what it looks like from a distance. I mean, you might get a bit better at it over time, but yeah, look at that. Now you know. 4 blocks. That's what we need. So I'm going to go ahead and try this out. What I'm going to go for is something similar to how I've done this tree over here. This one right over here. Because I feel like this one's got a nice, thick, like, bushiness to it. And it also has really, really cool little gaps over here. Like, look at that. Just little pieces like that broken out. Just so it doesn't look all the same. This one over here, I think, didn't come out quite as well as I'd planned. It's got a very funny top piece there. So we definitely gonna have to work on that. Okay, so we finished this tree over here. We've also done another little one, a baby one over here. So we've got a medium-sized one, a baby one, and I've decided to do something which I've never done before, but I want to do a giant spruce tree. And this is not one of the big projects, by the way. This is just a project that we're doing today. And I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of a rundown in how I'm at least going around this, in case someone might find this kind of useful. Because I know a lot of people do like to build trees, and I know, like you, many of you, I get lost in building trees. I like to make a few plans and a few rules just to make sure that I don't actually have this happen to me, where I get lost in the tree and then I end up having to restart everything. Because that's horrible. That's terrible. Or instead of restarting it, you just get left with a really, really sloppy looking tree. So what I've decided to do is go ahead and create myself a little bit of a plan to what I'm doing. So first of all, you saw me do it there before, split out this side piece. So I've gone out 5 blocks on each side and then make a little bit of a circle. So this is the beginning of a circle, right? You can see there, go out 3 blocks, then in like that. So if we had to go all the way around, we'd have a circle. But I've only done a quarter because it's good to always just sample. Do a little bit here, do a little bit over there, and then fill it in. Because else, I mean, if you do the same thing on all 4 sides, that's just going to take you a long, long time. And then if you do have to change anything, you got to change it 4 times. So once is enough. Then I've gone ahead and I've tried this extra little piece up here. And by the way, guys, actually, while I'm going up here, today we are doing some more redstone. I know you guys have been enjoying the redstone. It's actually really, really cool to see how many people actually, who might not necessarily be into the redstone, just checking it out and seeing certain things that of course, I'm trying to make them as applicable as possible, you know what I mean? But seeing things that people might not necessarily like and then realizing, wow, it actually is a little bit cooler if you don't have to make it as complicated as it necessarily has to be. But it's fun to do. It's fun to do. And if it gets complicated, you know what? That's good as well. That's you learn something when it gets a bit overcomplicated. So, by the way, let me quickly just tell you what I'm doing here. This is my plan. This is at least my rule. I like to make these rules. So, I've got this level here. And I wanted to, as I say, make this a little bit of a jagged effect. So, what I've done is I've gone to the edge. I've gone 1 block in. And then I've got another block in, like that. So 3, and then go back out 1 block. So 2 steps forward, 1 step back, pretty much. There, and then another step back. And then again. And then another step back. So we should be, yep, on the same level there. And now all I'm going to do, and I think this should work. Let me just check this out. Because this is exactly what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing until I get there. So do this, which is eventually going to become a little bit of a sphere. And I'll show you what I mean. So you see how that over there? We're going out 3, we've done 3 wide, and then we're going to go ahead and pull that in there, and we should have a sphere when we get to the top here. Well, not sphere, sorry, circle. It's far from a sphere. Don't know why I'm saying sphere. So there we go. There we go. Cool, so that's half of one. And you can see what I'm talking about there. So then, up here, I'm actually going to change it up a little bit, because I had to look from a distance and to see where I was going with it. And I think what I want to do is I want to go up here, 2. So I want to go up like 2 like that, then 1, then another 2, and then just go out 1 block there, and then see if this will work. Because may as well try something else out, just to see how it works. And there. Oh, this is the center. Perfect. All right, so these, man, by the way, these Elytra, they are amazing. We just need some mending, and we've got the perfect setup. All right, so yeah, that'll work. You see that shape that we're going for there? And I still have to work out the bottom, just a little bit of a shape there. But all I have to do now is just pull these across, you know what I mean? Just go ahead and create spheres. Dang it, why am I saying spheres all the time? All the time, I'm just, man, today is not the day for speaking, as is most days for me, weirdly enough. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and make these things all the way around. And if you have a look here, you see how this has gone all dark here? Do we have one of these? There. Okay, that's a little bit of a glitch. Okay, good. That's a lighting glitch. But sometimes what occasionally will happen with these thicker trees, and maybe I've never done one this big, but there's one over there in the village that I've had to hollow out the middle. And first of all, it saves on resources, which I'm going to keep doing on for this one. And also, look at this. Look at this. Starting to fill up one of these. We've got a fair few, but this is going to be a complete spruce leaf box. That's all it is. We should now have a completed giant pine tree, I guess, or spruce tree. Okay, that's starting to look very, very... I don't like the look of this, right? I think it's alright, size-wise. But if you have a look at this repeating pattern that we keep seeing here, of course I've gone through and I've done the same thing on each layer. We've got a very, very repeating pattern, and I think what's going to help up, and also very blocky look to it. So I think if I do this, maybe something like that. Yeah, I'll do things like that in the middle of these pieces. But we will have to do that at a later stage, because we've got more projects to do. And this is taking a lot longer than I expected. In terms of video time, not in terms of planning time, but I don't know why, but I've recorded a lot of this, and I think it's hopefully going to be useful to somebody. Now, the next stage, we are going to be going over to another dimension. I've got to gather up some stuff, and we're going to get started on probably the most requested farm in my previous world. Now, when I say the most, I'm pretty sure it's either between this farm or an iron farm. Those were the two things that I was requested to get so much, and I think it's about time we get started on this one. So in a quick change of scenery, we are now in the end. Look at that. Gonna start our very big ender farm project. We're gonna be getting so many ender pearls, it's gonna be crazy by the end of this. Now, what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna do something very, very sneaky and smart, because this is probably the single most scariest thing I'm going to be doing for a long time in Minecraft, is going down to the bottom of the end on this. And by the way, this is probably a good idea to get rid of those, put them in there. Now, is there any reason why I would want those? I mean, that could help me fly up again. I don't know, maybe not. You know what? Let's also just take in, let's take down another 2 of those. 2 of those will be good. Alright, just so we can peel it back up instead of having to take the water stream back up. So, the goal right now is, because we're going to be creating a giant experience / ender pearl farm from these endermen. And let's just double check, do a quick look. We are not using anything very, very valuable. Good. And maybe would it be a good idea to maybe take a shovel, a pickaxe. As I say, today is not the day for speaking. So, let's put this on. Let's go down here. And I'm warning you guys, this could be something very, very, very derpy. And most probably will be. So, let's not be too surprised when I do fall into the void. Alright, so there. Pumping down levels pretty quickly. Oh yeah, that's also probably something I should look out for. My health. Alright, that's cool. That's not a problem. No. That is a little bit of a problem, but not too bad. Alright. Alright, at least we were kind of halfway in between things. And go back a bit, get a bit more air. Alright, let's just keep this momentum going. Down. Now, what, can I see the end of the water? No. Okay, that's good. I don't know if the water goes down to 0, if it stops going further. But what our goal is now is to get to where we can't build any more. There. 0. We're below 0. Okay, I assume we've got there. I'm assuming that we are at a level. Yeah, I probably shouldn't be opening my inventory. That was scary. Right, so how about we do this? Alright, how about I just go up to the top again, and I'll get myself back down here and build a giant platform. Alright, so it turns out I was actually on the wrong level, but that's not a problem. That's not a problem. We've lost 25 levels. I'm completely cool with that. But it turns out I needed to go down a few more levels, and that happened. And apparently, oh yeah, I did. That makes sense. Well, I've come back to spawn. Good thing I've got a trusty spawn kit to get ourselves back. So let's start off with a little bit of a story of what has happened here. We are busy building our way out from the end island, the main end island, about 128 blocks out of that, so that nothing can spawn. We're definitely far away. In fact, I've gone a bit further than what we have to, just to be extra sure. But what has happened when I jumped off there, well, when I mistakenly got pushed off, we actually came back into the end. And do you remember that chest I put in the beginning just about a minute ago? That one actually, turns out, when you come into the end again, Minecraft destroys all the blocks around there to make sure you got a spot to spawn on. And that box was actually in the way, so, that chest, and all of our items got flung out of there. But as far as I can see, it looks like we've managed to get everything back, but lesson learned, that was a very dumb idea. So what we are doing now is we're just going to build this end farm here, and this farm, by the way, guys, is not my design. This is actually going to be one of the very few times in this series where I'm not going to have my own design for a farm, and because I always like to do everything in my own way, even though it might not be as efficient. But this one, I could not pass up on. This is such an amazing farm, and this is done by none other than Ilmango. And I've mentioned Ilmango before, I think in the last episode, and I'll mention Ilmango again. In fact, there's a link down in the description to this video of this farm over here from Ilmango. So if you guys want to build one of these, I highly, highly recommend it. And we're going to see just how crazy this farm is. But it's very, very useful for experience, and it's very, very useful for ender pearls. And that's actually the reason we're doing it. So you can see there, I just tried to get an endermite in the minecart. Turns out I failed, and the endermite jumped off the edge. So now what we got to do is we're just trying to get this endermite in, and I fail again once I've got more ender pearls, and I fail yet again. Well, eventually I get it in, but you'll see. Right now, I realize you can't put a name tag on an endermite that's in a minecart. So I managed to get the name on. We put we eventually got it in there, and now, very, very simply, push it in spot, and it should be ready. So the whole farm that I built really didn't take me very, very long. What actually took me longer was getting all the resources that we needed to build this farm. But, you know what? Let's go check out how it works. So, right now, I'm actually recording this directly after I've recorded that last clip. In that last clip, did not know what has happened, and we still don't know what's about to happen. So, let's get rid of these. This should be able to stop any of the spawning here, and I'll quickly... What is that lightning glitch? There you go. I'll quickly explain how this works. This is the platform Endermen spawn on. When that endermite that we've got in there, you see that's where we've got the endermite. When that thing looks around, if we go... Actually, let's press F3 and B. This shows the hitboxes, so you should be able to see it looking. You see that blue line? That's where it's currently pointing. So it's going to be looking at all these endermen, and all these endermen that spawn on here will be looking straight at it, trying to run straight up to it to attack it. And as they do, they're going to be falling down here. In fact, that needs to be down there. So that's the way this should work. Another reason why we've got all of these over here, all these carpets, is to stop endermen from spawning, because they can actually, I'm pretty sure very rarely spawn on top of a carpet by itself. But when you've got two carpets, it definitely won't, and we've actually put string on to make sure, extra sure. So let's go head out of here and finally test this thing out. So we should see endermen spawn immediately as we... Okay, well, yep, cool. Let's check if we can get out of here. Good, before that guy comes. Okay, I think it's working. I think this is working. Look at that. Okay, well, we might have a little bit of an issue here. And that's to do with spawning spots on these. You see this? This is actually going to be a very big issue, as a matter of fact. So how about I go and fill this up quickly before we even touch any of these endermen? Because I know as soon as I hit one, they're gonna go flying everywhere, and that's not a very good idea. So let's do that. We'll get whatever else is here. Do we have any more slabs? Okay, I do not have any more slabs. What I'm gonna do is, as I say, get these slabs in here. Let's go 21. That should be a lot of slabs. That will be more than enough slabs. But the next thing we're going to need after the slabs will actually be getting enough wool. which I think we might just be able to make to be completely fair. There, and we'll get rid of this. Okay, they all fallen off the edge. Alright, this is actually another idea. Just get rid of spawnable spots. There we go. Perfect. 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 And you know what? If they do spawn on this area here, that's fine. That's fine. So we'll do that. And quickly get this little bit out here. And, oh man, look at that. Look at that. That is nuts. That is absolutely crazy. Perhaps now you can see why I say I didn't trust my own design. When you've got a design like this, there's no reason not to follow it. And I know I love to do my own things in this world. I love to make things somewhat my own, even though they might not be as efficient as they could potentially be. I think this is one of those times where I'm like, you know what? I feel like this is a good design. I really want to try it. I've never actually made one of these farms before, and I think it's one of those things that I just wanted to give a go. And after seeing this farm, I couldn't help but want to try it. It's just it's just so absolutely crazy. And I guess it's speaking for itself right now. Let's do that. I think they should stop spawning to some extent now that we're up here. Getting a little bit closer to the platform. There. Okay, yep. We're not going to have enough wool. Oh, man. No, we are. We will have pretty much just enough. Look at that. There. And... oh. I didn't get rid of this thing. Okay, can I do it like this? This should be a very quick fix. Oh, look at that. They all pushed into the edges. Alright, there. And now this farm should be complete. Please tell me there's no more blocks under. Ah, there's one more. One more block. Thought we could get away with this being finished. Finally. Okay, now. Now this farm is all finished in terms of the farm. What my next plan is actually... I've got a bit of a challenge for this farm, guys. I think this is going to be really cool. It's going to be interesting. I've got a big challenge. So my challenge is... oh no, this is spawnable as well. Because of where I've put this. This is 1, 2, and 3 blocks. That's too tall for me. I should have actually done this on 1 level below. Like that. But that's not a problem. That's alright. We'll do that. There, and... done. So that was actually going to be spawnable because they could actually... they can stand up in a 3 tall thing. This guy... over here. Okay, so let's test this out. Now, this sword is less than ideal. It's got fire aspect on it, so I'm not too sure what's actually going to happen. If these guys are going to go teleporting everywhere, or if they're just going to stay on here. I'm guessing these blocks over here are going to fill up with Endermen. Let's give it a go. Okay, we should be getting some pretty crazy levels right now. And also, I need to put one of these in. Before I forget, that stops us from going too far for them to hit us. Man, this is absolutely crazy. Look at that, already 16 levels. Okay, they've slowed down to some bit. Alright, so what have we got here? We've got mending on those 2, and we should have mending on this, don't we? No, we don't. Oh, we got mending on that. Alright, so we can actually heal up our pickaxe right now. I'm gonna guess that we've got a lot of Endermen... okay, behind us. Nothing. Okay, very interesting. Well, yeah, back to my challenge. Let's talk about this challenge. My challenge is, I need to first of all get a better sword for this thing. And I've got a pretty cool name for it. I think we got a pretty sweet name for it. But what I want to do is I want to make a little bit of a library area here for us to enchant things. Get a few anvils, get an enchanting table. But that's not the cool thing. That's not the crazy thing. Can't see any Endermen spawning there. The crazy thing is going to be the amount of storage that we're going to have in this place. I'm planning on doing 1 million. That's the plan. 1 million ender pearls. That is the plan for how many pearls we're going to have in this farm by the end of it. So that'll take us quite a bit of time to fill up 1 million ender pearls worth of like chests, but we should be able to do it. Why is this? I don't know why this is kind of lagging out every now and then. Just there we go, and then all of a sudden, okay, I don't know what's happening. Look at them spinning. All right. So, for today, guys, I can tell you that the second project would definitely not have worked. Remember how I started off this episode saying there's 2 major projects? Second one, definitely too major for this. So what we are going to do is we're going to step into that in the next episode. And also in the next episode, we're going to get our storage system. The proper storage system for this farm, actually. Put in probably on that side. A big one to hold 1 million ender pearls. So for today, guys, I think that will do it for the episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's a little bit of something different. I know we built a tree, we built an ender farm, and I hope you guys have learned something at least, or just had a good time. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.